Ah,
Okay.
and there they are. We got Jenny and Jose and Dennis and Vicky. Good morning. Good to see you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, it's Monday
It
again.
is Monday
Yeah.
again.
I'm excited. A lot of stuff going on. I get to. I always love helping other churches, so I get
Mm-hmm.
to meet with some guys from another church, and they're looking at doing the video screens and stuff like that. So anything like tech techno stuff, I get excited about. Um, and then we're I gotta still work on some stuff for we changed the way that we're doing live streaming, so I got some stuff to do. That, and to me, that's fun. That's just fun
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Today's kind of a chill day.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting with the guys from the other church is the only appointment, but it doesn't feel like an appointment. So I'm excited. It's fun. And who's that? Bethany. Good morning. And should we tell them? Should we tell them?
Sure. I don't
Like,
know
it's
what we're
not
telling
no
them.
big secret. So so this November we will have been here for 20 years. Hope
Mm-hmm.
graduates in December from Eastern, and in January I'm going to take. I we haven't decided if it's going to be a sabbatical or just time off.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, what's the difference? Well, one is vacation. The
Mm-hmm.
other
Is
is
like.
I still have my vacation to take, but anyhow, I'll take. I was going to take the month of January off, but we might have shifted to the middle of January to the middle of February.
Mm-hmm.
Good day, Corwin. So, and the reason we might have to shift it is because we're going to take the girls on a cruise. This is in the end of January. We booked it end of
Mm-hmm.
January, beginning of February, because we didn't take you on one for your
Yeah.
graduation, and so kind of a 8 year after or however long it's been.
Yeah.
Um, but that'll be a whole lot of fun. So when you book it that far ahead, it's doable and you get to pay it out. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So so an 8 day Eastern Caribbean cruise.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun.
That'd be cool. So we've been kind of talking about that on the Carnival Dream. If you hear any bad things about it, don't tell us.
We'll just pretend.
Don't tell us. Don't tell us. It's cool. There's nothing like if and so we talked about this at the men's retreat.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do a men's cruise, but then the guys were like, okay, so we're gonna have to take our wives, right?
Yeah.
um, but I want to do that because I just looked just while we were talking about it, and
Mm-hmm.
there was a 4 day cruise out of Galveston for $300.
That's not
Now
bad.
it'll be 400 by the time a person
Yeah.
by the time you do all the other stuff that's in there. Um, but $100 a night
Mm-hmm.
that includes the cruise, which I mean, there's tons of stuff to do on a ship,
Mm-hmm.
and food and lodging. So one day we're gonna make that a thing. That's gonna be a thing. The hard part about that is that the way we were gonna have to do that, because I'm not gonna I'm not gonna try to go block out a bunch of rooms,
Right.
is to pick it far enough in advance and to tell the people from our church, hey, if you want to go, book it.
Yeah.
Well, book it as in hurry, and
Mm-hmm.
book it as in book your cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't make that one, then
Yeah.
yeah. But that wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun.
And that's like super doable. Easter Caribbean. Did I say Easter? um, so that'll be cool. So excited about that. Thinking about all the stuff to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then so that's the exciting thing. But then on the back side of that, I'm thinking, wow, I have a whole lot to do yet before I can be gone for a whole month.
Mm-hmm.
um, so that'll be fun. Excited. It's good. Exciting week. We got getting ready for Easter. Good stuff coming up. So
Yep.
this is Palm Sunday, Easter
Mm-hmm.
2nd, and then the week of Passion Week, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good Friday service, which is one of my favorite services. So we'll be working on all the stuff for that.
And then we're doing something new this year. We're doing an Easter prep day.
Oh, to help us because there's a lot of
Yeah.
work.
So we're helping
Oh,
the
my coffee goes.
chamber do their Easter egg hunt on April 8th. And so we're donating all of the eggs, and we bought pre-stuffed eggs, thinking like, oh yeah, it'd be super easy.
Yeah. So we got 1,000 pre-stuffed eggs, and
With-
we're like, okay, we're done.
Yeah, with one piece of candy.
Until we opened them, and
So-
we're like, okay, we're gonna have to add.
Yeah,
To,
so we're gonna add to those. There's goodie bags that we're gonna be putting together
that's gonna be Tuesday the 4th.
Tuesday the 4th.
Mhm.
So we're putting goodie bags together for the children that are gonna come to Easter. There's, I know, stuff around the church that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you ask me what I'd say, I don't know because we haven't gotten there yet.
yeah, but
We'll
we
plan
just
all that
thought
this
this
week.
year it would be really cool to get the church members
Mhm.
involved in helping us and maybe showing them like this is our process of
Yeah. We've had
getting stuff done.
well, and that's I think just the better way to do it. In order to expand in ministry, you have to get more people involved.
Mhm.
And so, and it's fun. We've had 2 VBS prep days so far. We have one more in April. I forget when in April.
It's April 18th.
Okay, yeah. I keep wanting to say 21st. I know
This
that's
is our
all right.
last one.
But it's fun that we get together, and it's just fun fellowship
Mhm.
when we do stuff like that together. So that'll be fun. But just Easter is an exciting time for me, anyways. And I love spring. I talked about that on Sunday. I love winter because I grew up where we didn't really have snow. It usually was ice, which was okay because if you got like 1/8 of an inch of ice, there was no school for a day. But I love the snow. I love winter, but there's just something about spring. The longer days. I'm
Mhm.
loving the longer days. We
It's
got
pretty
out of our
nice.
community group last night at 7.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still light outside.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So, and then the trees are budding. Well, not so much up here yet, but
Mhm.
that happens a little bit later. And then we do our fun Mother's Day tradition for Mom. And that Saturday before Mother's Day, go out and buy a bunch of flowers and
Mm-hmm.
decorate the porches with those. I'm looking forward to hanging out on the back porch
Mm-hmm.
with my little fire. It's a fire table, not
fire
a fire
table.
pit. That's the difference is a fire pit. You burn wood. Fire table, and as much moisture as we've had this year, it's really dry because we've had all that stinking wind.
Yeah.
It's been so windy. I get to start flying my drone again, so
Mhm.
I'm excited about that. So I think I've already asked them before what their favorite thing about Easter is. What's your favorite thing about Easter?
I think it's just the traditions that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we do a lot of like family traditional kind of stuff. Like we always do something for Easter.
Mm-hmm.
This year we're opening it up.
We're having
to our
Easter with our community group. That'll
which
be
is
fun.
actually very cool.
Yeah, that'll be neat. Smoke a ham.
I don't know, like we always, like Mom always does a really good job of like getting us like traditional like Easter candies that we've had since we were like
I'll tell you what she likes about Easter is Cynthia didn't stop doing Easter. We don't do baskets, but Easter stuff for the girls when they grew up.
So I get like
so Cynthia still does that.
I get specific chocolates on Easter that I only get on Easter. But we do that for each holiday. So like there's chocolates on Christmas that I only get on Christmas.
I don't think we've done that for you lately. Your orange chocolate thing.
I get it every year.
Mom does it. Okay, she's so good. She keeps me.
But I think to me it's just like the traditions that we have, because when Hope and I were younger, we'd come back, from the Sunday service, and we would always, eat together and kind of like talk about, the service and
yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited the way we do our Easter. Oh yeah, and Cynthia didn't quit when the girls got grown.
I still have the Easter basket that Grandma made me.
Yeah, Cynthia. So Cynthia's mom actually sewed, I think, the Easter baskets, and you even have a doll with your name on it. You remember that? And it has curly brown hair, just like you.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a whole lot of fun. I love that kind of stuff. But the way we do our Easter service is it's a big celebration.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I try to keep the message short.
And the songs that Angelo picked out this year are really awesome.
yesterday. It didn't sound as well on live stream. It was rocking in the service. Oh my, wow.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So Dennis, I wish you could have heard the in person, and Jenny, the in person. We're working on that, so I'm going to try something fun this week. You guys can let me know if you can tell any difference in the sound at all.
Mm-hmm.
But there's, I don't know, it's the natural reverb that you, and we're still pressing in on how to do all that for the inline online, because you can do anyhow. Wow. So yesterday's service was just blew me away. It was way cool, and that's what I can see Easter being. Lots of new families. That's been a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
You've got little kidlings in a nursery every week, and so what the kids are going to do this week for Palm Sunday? It's always cute to get the kids in. They're going to come in with during the song Hosanna.
Yes.
And they're going to come in and wave the palm branches,
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be cute. That is a lot less stressful for me with the kids to do something like that than it is to have like a little bitty, like a 2-year-old to do like a flower girl or ring bearer in a wedding. I've seen. I don't know if you have. I've seen them in weddings personally, like where the flower girl or the ring bearer gets to the end and everyone's staring at them and they're like, nope, and they head right out the back door. And
yeah, well, it's something that you tell people, like kids and animals, like you can't predict what they're gonna do. So you just need to be like super flexible with whatever happens.
For real, I did a wedding one time with a couple of lawyers, which was fun, and they each had pugs.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pugs were the bridesmaid, the maid of honor, and the best man.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm okay with that, because they said, we know it's kind of weird, but these are like our kids. And I'm like, all right, that's okay, but please don't put the rings on their collars. Please give the rings to the people. And they said, oh yeah, we wouldn't do that. I said, I could just see the dog chasing a squirrel,
Yeah, yeah.
Because we had it up at the lodge.
Yeah.
So. Fun thing, if you ever throw dogs into stuff like that, you have to be prepared for this. So it was the rehearsal, and we're standing out behind the lodge in that nice little area, where the gazebo is and stuff. And I'm talking with the bride and the groom. The best man's holding one of the dogs over there. We hear him say, "Ah!" And we turn and look, and the dog hacked his leg.
Oh my goodness!
On the best man. I'm like,
yep. This
is gonna be fun. It actually went off without, except we had to move it because it rained. But
yeah,
went off without a hitch. Anyhow, don't know how we got started talking. Oh,
I don't know.
Kids, palm branches. That's gonna be a lot of fun this week. So tell me, what is your favorite thing about Easter? You mentioned some of the traditions and stuff that we have. For me, I know it sounds weird, but the Good Friday service is one of my favorite services, even though it's like really somber.
It's definitely a different feel than all of our other services.
Yeah, candlelight service, kind of like that, but different.
But definitely, like, you change like the lighting to like fit the mood more. Instead of like our traditional like blue or like white blue mix, it's more of like a red kind of somber to fit with the.
You have to be careful with stuff like that. So I'll comment on the color in a minute, so don't let me forget. But
okay.
But so we had one year that we were getting ready, and I think we were still doing it on a Wednesday then, because I had this great idea. So let's do our Wednesday service like the night that Jesus was arrested and the crucifixion, the next day and stuff. And then my other buddies, pastors from other denominations, said, that's called a Monday, Thursday service. I said, leave it to a Baptist to do a Monday, Thursday service on a Wednesday. So we just do Good Friday now. But anyhow, I had this great idea. So the way it was then, we have this room that you open the door, and then there were some stairs that led down into the baptistry, for the sanctuary. Yeah. And I thought, oh, this would be so cool. And I got a fog machine, and I put it in the room, and I tested this like 3 times during the week to get the timing just right,
Mm-hmm.
so that you would turn the fog machine on in that room,
Mm-hmm.
so it fills the room up, but the door's open, and then it would go and it would seep into the baptistry, and you couldn't see it doing all this. Excuse me, but about halfway through the service, the fog would start to seep over out of the baptistry. So it filled the baptistry,
That's actually a pretty cool
seep
idea.
out of the baptistry, and you had the worship team, and it would kind of do on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
while they're there, and had some lighting so in the baptistry, so that was it, like had this really cool little glow. And
Mm-hmm.
man, I tested this in secret by myself like 3 times, and then that Wednesday, I was putting more, they call it fog juice,
Yeah.
putting more in there, and I happened to read on there warning that it might cause problems with people with respiratory illnesses. And then it starts, and I think, okay, well, I mean, who do we have with that? One of the things that it listed was asthma, and I thought that's half our church, or if you're over a certain age, and at that time that was half our church. So I thought, oh, God, just protect the people. And so I had it set up that day. It was going, the service was going on, and everything was like it's,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the only one that knew this was going to happen.
Did everyone freak out?
I told the worship leader, Lynn.
Okay. I guess I was really young.
Well, no, because wait till you hear the rest of the story. This is why you don't remember it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sitting there in the service, and I'm like, oh, and because I had it timed perfectly. I'm like, man, it ought to be happening. It ought to be happening. It wasn't happening. So I was so distracted, the whole service. Get to the end, and nothing. Not one little whisper of fog.
Did you plug it in?
I did. I go and I open that door, and some of the youth, Deacon's kids,
Yeah.
had gotten in there, found out that there was fog in there, and they were running around, playing and goofing around, and hit that door, and it closed. So the room was, when I opened it, fog came pouring out, but the door to the baptistry was closed. And I thought, okay, well, I did pray, God, protect the people. So maybe that was his way of protecting the people.
That's funny. I was like, yeah, I don't remember that.
Wedding off. I can't read the last word because would be a. Can you read that?
Looks like.
It's behind our logo, so I can't read. I will in a minute. So the red. So we do kind of, we're on Good Friday. It's the night or the day Jesus was crucified.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what we're focusing on, and so we do change it a little bit. I don't know if you guys know this. Okay, there he goes. A bad thing. We couldn't read that. God does work, and yes, God protects the foolish sometimes, like me. But red, so we do that. So it's kind of reddish orange, kind of a look. So that you kind of get that feel. But there's something that you guys should know is that that colors affect emotions.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you knew this. We had at one point, just for a few Sundays, red on the back of the stage, just that little uplighting.
Mm-hmm.
And we had one guy that was so angry, it really affected him. One of the cool things that the church that I came from, we haven't quite got this figured out with our lighting system here, but one of the things that you can do for like a Good Friday service is to start off like blue, soothing colors,
and then just work your.
And you can set it. I forget what the timing is, but there is a timing that the eye cannot perceive the change, but it's changing, and all this emotion is just kind of building up with you, and you don't understand why, but it's because the color is slowly, imperceptibly changing over time. So I always have to be a little bit careful with our red. Some people are affected by that a little bit more than others. But
also we can't always do blue, because sometimes blue like for Christmas. Like blue's cool.
Oh yeah, we did.
But you did
red
like
and
a
green.
greenish, like red kind of mixture.
Yeah.
With the white, so
Yeah.
it definitely like added a different feel.
Yeah, that's what I'll be working on this week and next is the lighting and
Mm-hmm.
and setting up those scenes and memorizing those, and it's fun. I love spring. I love Easter, but the Good Friday service that's probably as much fun as Easter Day is, right? And some people now, and we can make the change. Resurrection Day, Easter has different origins, but
Mm-hmm.
Resurrection Day, Resurrection Sunday. Um, as much fun as that is, there's just something about that Good Friday service that I really like. So I'm looking forward to that. I almost said, because in my mind it's a lot like our candlelight service. Yeah, we have to get the candles ready.
Yeah.
No, that's not this service.
No.
That's not this service. And even though Peter did have his sword with him, we're not going to bring swords.
No swords.
Yeah, I love that in our Bible study we did last night for a community group.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about when they came to arrest Jesus. This is kind of funny, but also really cool. When they came and he said, "Who are you looking for?" and they said, "Jesus of Nazareth." And he said, "I am he." And when he said, "I am," just a little bit of his glory came out, knocked the temple guards down, like blew them over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other fun thing about that is Peter gets his sword, whacks off the guy's ear. And the way I picture that is that that Jesus, this is just my imagination. I mean, we don't know how this played out, but that Jesus is talking to Peter while he's picking up the guy's ear. So I can imagine he turns to Peter and says, Peter, put away your swords. This isn't the time for that, and sticks the guy's ear back on. But the whole time addressing, that's just the way I picture that it played out. But how funny, that it's kind of focused on the interaction with Jesus and Peter, but oh, man, what did that guy think?
Yeah, that's true.
Who is this that we're trying to arrest? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So anyhow, well, I'm excited. This is an exciting time of year for me as we get ready for Easter. Pray that it is for you too. That this isn't Passion Week. That's next week. We'll kick off Passion Week on Sunday. So I don't know. Maybe I could bring myself. I've only watched it like twice. It's a really good movie, but it's hard to watch. The Passion of Christ.
Yeah, it is very hard.
But that might be a good thing to do one of the nights in Passion Week. Yeah. Cool. Let me pray for you guys and send you out into your week. Today's what, the 27th?
It is.
Yikes. So that means that Saturday's April Fool's Day.
Yes.
I pray it never happens, but I'm waiting for the year that Easter falls on a Sunday, which is April the 1st.
We'll have a pre-recorded service ahead of time, just in case, because that day will just like... We already have enough troubles on Sundays.
Thank you, Vicki. You too. Let me pray for you guys. Lord, thank you for my brothers and sisters we can gather together with digitally, Lord, to encourage one another. And God, I just thank you for this season, this time of year, that we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. And God, help us to stay focused on that in the midst of all the other stuff, the commercialization of the holiday, the season. Lord, help us to, as individuals, churches, and families, to focus on this is when we celebrate. It's not the only time of the year, but it's the specified time of year that we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. And Lord, I pray this in his name. Amen. Thank you, guys. Have a great week. And I don't know this for sure, but I think we didn't have any glitches today.
I don't think we did either.
Yeah. Just a couple of more clicks and we'll find out. Love you guys. We'll see you on Wednesday.